Listen to me right now. This moment you are in, this decision you make today, it will echo for the rest of your life. Every single choice you make is carving out the person you will become. You don't get to run from it. You don't get to hide from it. You live with it forever. If you give up now, you'll carry that weakness with you for the rest of your life. If you stay lazy, if you stay soft, that will be your identity for the rest of your life. But if you decide right now to step up, to fight, to push, to build discipline, that strength will stay with you for the rest of your life. You need to understand something. Pain is temporary, but pride lasts forever. The sweat, the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, they feel heavy now, but one day you will look back and thank yourself because you refused to quit. You refused to surrender, and that victory, that strength, that power will be yours for the rest of your life. Nobody is going to hand you anything. Nobody is going to build your future for you. It's all on you. The hunger, the grind, the relentless focus. That's what separates the weak from the strong. That's what decides whether you're remembered or forgotten. So ask yourself right now, what do you want for the rest of your life? Do you want regret or do you want respect? Do you want excuses or do you want results? The decision is yours and the consequences are permanent. Choose strength, choose discipline, choose greatness for the rest of your life. Every choice you make echoes for the rest of your life. You may not realize it now, but the smallest decisions are stacking up and building the foundation of who you are and who you will become. When you choose to stay in bed instead of waking up and grinding, that choice compounds into laziness, into weakness, into a habit that chains you down. When you choose to push yourself, when you choose to suffer a little more, to sweat a little harder, to stay focused when others are distracted, that choice plants the seeds of strength that will grow and stay with you forever. People think it's the big moments that shape life, but it's not. It's the daily, quiet choices that nobody sees. It's the decision to work on your craft while everyone else is partying. It's the decision to keep going when your body is screaming at you to stop. It's the decision to invest in yourself, to put in the hours, to take the risks, to walk the path that nobody else dares to walk. These choices echo across years. They will define your destiny. You cannot escape your choices. You cannot cheat them, you cannot erase them. They live with you, they follow you, they build your future whether you want it or not. If you quit on something today, you'll carry the memory of quitting for decades. It will sit in your mind every time you face a challenge, reminding you that you backed down before, pushing you to back down again. But if you fight today, if you dig deep and refuse to surrender, that strength, that memory of pushing through, will give you power in every battle ahead. You will carry that confidence, that discipline, that courage with you for the rest of your life. That's why every single decision matters. That's why you cannot afford to treat your choices lightly. People want shortcuts, but shortcuts cut away your future. People want comfort, but comfort weakens your spirit. Every time you take the easy road, you are choosing a lifetime of regret. Every time you take the hard road, the painful road, the disciplined road, you are choosing a lifetime of strength. Ask yourself, how do you want to live with yourself? Do you want to wake up one day and realize you let fear, laziness, or excuses decide your fate? Or do you want to wake up with pride, knowing you chose to rise, you chose to fight, you chose to push beyond the limits others set for themselves? Those are the echoes of your choices. They are permanent. They never go away. You need to understand the rest of your life is not built in some far-off future. It's being built right now. Every second, every action, every thought is carving your destiny. The decision to waste time or to use it wisely. The decision to speak negativity into yourself or to fuel your mind with belief. The decision to surround yourself with people who drag you down or people who push you higher. These choices are bricks, and each day you are laying down the structure of your future. Weak choices build a weak house that crumbles under pressure. Strong choices build an unshakable fortress that nothing can break. Discipline is a choice, sacrifice is a choice, focus is a choice, quitting is a choice. Excuses are a choice. You cannot run away from them because their consequences are permanent. You think one missed work out doesn't matter, one lazy day doesn't matter, One time skipping your goals doesn't matter, but it does. Because you are teaching yourself who you are with every action you take. You are either teaching yourself to be strong, resilient, and unstoppable, or you are teaching yourself to be weak, soft, and defeated. The rest of your life depends on it. Nobody else makes these choices for you. Nobody else can live with the consequences. It's on you, and that's the power of it. You have control. You have the ability to create the rest of your life by the choices you make today. If you want greatness, you must choose greatness daily. If you want strength, you must choose strength daily. If you want respect, you must choose respect daily. Every rep in the gym, every hour studying, every dollar saved, every second of discipline is a choice that compounds into power. Every excuse, every wasted hour, every moment of weakness compounds into failure. The echoes are real, they are powerful, they are permanent. When you are old, when the years have passed, you will look back and you will either be proud of the choices you made or haunted by them. You will either carry strength in your spirit or regret in your heart. That is the truth. You cannot escape it. You cannot lie to yourself about it. Every choice, no matter how small, becomes part of you, and it stays for the rest of your life. That's why right now, in this moment, you must take control. Because one day the future will arrive, and it will be nothing more than the sum of all the choices you are making today. Weakness stays with you if you quit. So does strength if you fight. This is the truth people don't like to face, because it forces them to look at themselves in the mirror and ask if they've been quitting too much. Every time you quit, you are teaching yourself to accept weakness, to settle for less, to walk away when life demands more of you. That weakness doesn't just disappear the next day. It becomes part of your identity. It embeds itself deep in your mind, and it shows up again and again every time things get tough. Quitting is like rust. It spreads silently, slowly eating away at your discipline, at your courage, at your confidence. One moment of giving up becomes another, and before you know it, you've created a pattern, a cycle, a life where weakness is your default response. That weakness will not only follow you, it will haunt you. It will show up in your work, in your relationships, in your health, in your future. Because once you accept quitting in one area, it becomes easier to accept it in every other area. But strength works the same way, only in the opposite direction. Every time you fight through the urge to quit, every time you push beyond the point of exhaustion, every time you tell yourself to keep going when your mind screams for you to stop, you are building a foundation of strength that stays with you. That strength doesn't vanish when the battle is over. It becomes part of you. It engraves itself into your character. It gives you confidence that no obstacle is too big, no challenge too hard, no dream too far away. When you win one fight, even the smallest one, you carry that victory into the next battle. You remember that you pushed through before, and that memory gives you power to push through again. Strength compounds, just like weakness. The more you fight, the stronger you become. The stronger you become, the easier it is to fight. It is a cycle, but this cycle leads to growth, to resilience, to greatness. The problem is, weakness disguises itself as comfort, while strength often disguises itself as pain. Quitting feels easy. Quitting feels safe. Quitting feels like relief in the moment. But later it stings, it weighs you down. It makes you ashamed of yourself. Fighting feels hard. Fighting feels exhausting. Fighting feels painful in the moment, but later it gives you pride, it gives you confidence. It gives you a sense of power that nothing else can match. That's why most people stay weak, because they chase the easy feeling now and never realize the price they are paying for it later. But the few who choose to endure the pain now, the few who choose to suffer for growth, they carry that strength for a lifetime. Weakness is not something you can run away from. Once you quit, that memory is burned into your mind, and when you face another challenge, it whispers in your ear, reminding you of the time you backed down. It becomes your habit, and habits decide your future. Strength is the same. When you fight, when you endure, when you prove to yourself that you can stand tall in the middle of pressure, that memory also stays with you. The next time life throws fire at you, You remember that you've already walked through flames and survived. That confidence is unshakable. That strength becomes your shield, your weapon, your identity. Look around you and you'll see the difference. Weak people carry regret on their faces. They shrink away from challenges. They live with excuses. Strong people carry pride in their eyes. They rise to challenges. They live with determination. The only difference between them is the choices they made when it got hard. Weakness and strength are not genetic gifts. They are not destiny. They are not luck. They are the result of how many times you quit and how many times you fought. They are the echoes of your decisions, shaping your character forever. Every time you face a challenge, you stand at a crossroads. On one side is the easy road, where you quit, you walk away, you settle. On the other side is the hard road, where you fight, you push, you endure. The road you take becomes part of you. You can lie to others, you can lie to the world, but you cannot lie to yourself. Deep inside, you know which road you took. That truth becomes your reflection, your reality, your life. Weakness builds a cage around you, trapping you in fear and regret. Strength builds wings, lifting you to places you once thought impossible. When you quit, you teach yourself to break under pressure. When you fight, you teach yourself to thrive under pressure. When you quit, you train your mind to run from pain. When you fight, you train your mind to master pain. When you quit, you feed doubt. When you fight, you feed confidence. These are not temporary lessons. These are permanent. They shape the rest of your life. They decide whether you are the person who always wonders what if, or the person who proves I did. Weakness is heavy. It stays with you in silence. You carry it every morning when you wake up, every night when you go to sleep. You remember the chances you didn't take, the times you didn't show up, the moments you didn't fight. Strength is light. It carries you. It lifts you higher. You remember the victories, the battles won, the moments you stood tall when others fell. Weakness drags you down. Strength pushes you forward. And both are permanent. Both are yours to live with. Both are yours to carry for the rest of your life. Pain is temporary. Pride lasts forever. When you are in the middle of struggle, when your body aches, when your lungs burn, when your mind screams at you to stop, it feels like that pain will never end. It feels like it is crushing you, like it is breaking you apart. But the truth is, pain is fleeting. It comes and goes. It passes like a storm. The soreness fades, the exhaustion fades, the sting fades. What stays, what remains long after the pain is gone, is the pride of knowing you endured it, the pride of knowing you pushed through when most people would have folded. That pride is eternal. It becomes a part of your identity. It fuels you every single day because you know deep down that nothing could stop you. Most people run from pain. They treat it like an enemy, something to avoid at all costs. They choose comfort over discomfort, ease over hardship, excuses over discipline. But what they don't realize is that by running from pain, they are also running from growth, from progress, from greatness. Pain is the price you pay for becoming strong, and it is a cheap price compared to what you gain. Pain is the toll gate on the road to success, and everyone has to pay it. You cannot bypass it, you cannot cheat it, you cannot escape it. You either face it and grow, or you run from it and stay the same. Pride, on the other hand, is something nobody can take from you. It is yours forever. When you push through a workout, when you grind through sleepless nights to build your dream, when you take the hits and keep standing, you build a reservoir of pride that never runs dry. Years later, you won't remember how bad the pain felt, but you will remember the pride of victory, the pride of discipline, the pride of knowing you conquered yourself. That pride fuels your confidence, it drives your belief, it becomes the proof that you can take on anything. Pain disappears, pride remains carved into your soul. Think about it. The hardest days you've had, the moments where you thought you couldn't go one more step, one more rep, one more hour, and yet you did. You look back on those moments with strength, with power, with pride. The pain you felt then is gone. It doesn't haunt you anymore. What remains is the story you tell yourself, the memory of who you were when things got tough. And if you quit, if you gave in, The pain still went away, but pride never came. Instead, regret filled its place. Regret is permanent, regret is poison. Pain goes away, regret stays forever, just like pride stays forever. The difference is in the choice you made when pain was pressing down on you. People want pride without pain. They want strength without sacrifice. They want the rewards without the struggle. But life doesn't work that way. The pride you feel comes from knowing you earned it, from knowing you fought through something that tried to break you. That is why it feels so powerful, because you know deep down that you paid the price. You endured what others would not. Pride cannot be bought. It cannot be faked. It can only be earned in the fire of pain. That is why those who avoid pain never feel true pride, because they have never tested themselves, never proven themselves, never sacrificed for something bigger. When you choose to embrace pain, you are choosing to embrace growth. Pain is the signal that you are stretching beyond your limits, that you are pushing into new territory, that you are demanding more from yourself than you ever have before. And when you come out the other side, you are not the same. You are stronger, sharper, more resilient. That transformation is what gives you pride. You know you are not who you were yesterday. You know you became better because you refused to run away from discomfort. Pride is the trophy pain leaves behind, and that trophy is eternal. The mind will always try to convince you to stop when pain comes, because the mind craves safety, it craves comfort. But the body can handle so much more than the mind believes. If you push past the moment your mind tells you to quit, you discover a new level of strength, a new version of yourself. And that discovery is addictive. It fuels you to keep going further and further. The pain becomes familiar. It becomes something you welcome because you know what it brings with it. You no longer fear it. You respect it, because you understand that pain is the path to pride. Ask anyone who has achieved greatness, and they will all tell you the same story. They remember the pain, but they don't regret it. They remember the sacrifices, the struggles, the battles, but what they hold on to is the pride of knowing they gave everything they had. That pride is what carries them long after their bodies can no longer perform at their peak. It becomes their legacy, their story, their identity. Pain faded, but the pride remained. Pain is temporary, pride lasts forever. When you look back on your life, you will not remember the sleepless nights as suffering. You will remember them as the fuel that built your dream. You will not remember the soreness in your muscles as torture. You will remember it as the cost of building your strength. You will not remember the exhaustion as punishment. You will remember it as the fire that forged your resilience. Pain vanishes, but pride never leaves. Pride is permanent. It becomes the reflection staring back at you in the mirror, the voice inside your head, the power inside your spirit. Nobody will build your future. It's all on you. Too many people are waiting for a savior, waiting for someone to give them a chance, waiting for luck, waiting for the right time, waiting for approval. They sit and wait while life passes them by, and then they wonder why nothing changes. The truth is brutal but simple. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you the life you want. Nobody is going to drag you out of bed in the morning and force you to chase your goals. Nobody is going to put in the work for you. Your future is your responsibility, and the moment you realize that is the moment you take control of your life. The world doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your struggles. It doesn't care about your background. Life rewards effort. It rewards persistence. It rewards discipline. You can complain about how unfair it is, or you can use that unfairness as fuel to push harder. Every single person who has built something great had to face obstacles, setbacks, rejection, and doubt. But they didn't wait for someone to fix it for them. They made the decision to take ownership of their future, no matter how hard it was. That's why they succeeded, and that's why so many others are stuck in the same place year after year. You have to stop waiting for permission. Nobody is going to tap you on the shoulder and say it's your turn to be successful. You have to declare it for yourself. You have to make the choice to step up, to act, to move forward, even when you're scared, even when you don't know if it will work. Success is not about waiting for the perfect opportunity. It's about creating opportunity. It's about building doors when none exist, about carving your own path when no one else believes in you. That is what ownership looks like. That is what building your future looks like. Every hour you waste waiting for help is an hour you could have been building something. Every day you spend hoping for things to change is a day you could have been making them change. Time doesn't stop for you, it doesn't pause until you're ready. It keeps moving, and one day you will wake up and realize you've wasted years depending on other people. Nobody cares about your dream the way you do. Nobody has the same passion for it. Nobody has the same vision for it. Nobody feels the fire inside of you except you. That's why you can't depend on anyone else to build it for you. They won't. They can't. Only you can. Taking responsibility means no more blaming, no more pointing fingers, no more excuses. It means owning every part of your life, the wins and the losses. If you're not where you want to be, it's not because of luck. It's not because of circumstances. It's not because of what someone else did to you. It's because of the choices you've made. That might feel harsh, but it's the most empowering truth you can accept. Because if your choices got you here, your choices can get you somewhere better. If your decisions built this life, your decisions can build a greater one. It's all on you, and that is the most freeing realization you will ever have. The moment you decide to own your future, you become unstoppable. Nobody can hold you back. Nobody can limit you. Nobody can stop you from chasing what you want because you won't allow it. You take responsibility for your energy, your time, your discipline, your actions. You stop waiting and you start creating. You stop hoping and you start building. You stop dreaming and you start doing. And with every step forward, you build momentum. With every sacrifice, you get closer. With every ounce of effort, you shape your future into what you want it to be. There will be people who doubt you, who try to hold you back, who say it's impossible. There will be obstacles that seem too big to overcome. But when you understand it's all on you, you stop waiting for approval, you stop needing permission, and you stop caring about their doubts. You know that nobody is going to carry you to success, so you carry yourself. You push harder, you fight longer, you grind deeper. And every time you rise after being knocked down, every time you keep moving when others would quit, you prove to yourself that your future is being built by your own hands. Ownership is not easy. It means you can't hide behind excuses. It means you can't blame your past, your environment, or other people. It means looking yourself in the mirror every single day and asking, what am I doing to build my future today? That level of honesty hurts, but it also transforms. Because when you realize the power is in your hands, you stop living like a victim and you start living like a builder, like a fighter, like someone who refuses to settle. Your future is like clay. It can be shaped, molded, turned into anything, but only if you put your hands on it. If you sit back and wait, the clay hardens, it sets, and you are stuck with whatever shape life gave you. But if you grab it, if you put in the effort, if you take responsibility, you can create something beautiful, something powerful, something that lasts. Nobody will do it for you because nobody else has the same vision for your life. It's all on you, and that is the greatest gift you've been given. The gift of control, the gift of choice, the gift of responsibility. Regret or respect, the decision is permanent. Every action you take, every choice you make, is building one of these two outcomes, and once it's built, you cannot erase it. You either live with the weight of regret, or you walk with the strength of respect. Regret comes when you give in, when you settle, when you choose comfort over effort, excuses over discipline, weakness over strength. Respect comes when you fight, when you endure, when you sacrifice, when you rise every time life knocks you down. The path you choose in the critical moments determines which of these two will stay with you forever. Regret is a shadow. It follows you in silence, creeping into your mind when you least expect it. It whispers to you at night, reminding you of what you could have been, what you could have done, what you should have built but didn't. It shows up when you see someone else living the life you wanted, achieving the goals you dreamed of, reaching the heights you were capable of but didn't fight for. It eats away at you because deep inside you know you had the chance, but you let it slip through your fingers. Regret is permanent because you cannot go back in time. You cannot undo the moments you wasted, the opportunities you ignored, the battles you surrendered. Once they are gone forever, and you are left with nothing but the weight of knowing you could have been more. Respect, on the other hand, is powerful. It's not about what others give you, it's about what you give yourself. It's about being able to look in the mirror and know that you did not back down, that you did not surrender, that you gave everything you had. Respect is earned in the fire of discipline, in the hours when nobody is watching, in the moments when quitting would have been easier, but you kept going anyway. It is permanent because it becomes part of who you are. Nobody can take it from you, nobody can diminish it, because it is rooted in truth. You know what you went through, you know what you endured, you know what you sacrificed. That respect becomes your armor, your fuel, your legacy. Regret makes you small, it shrinks your spirit, it makes you feel powerless. Respect makes you stand tall, it fills your chest with pride, it gives you unshakable confidence. Regret is weakness echoing through your life. Respect is strength carved into your soul. Both are earned, both are permanent, and both are decided by the choices you make every single day. The decision is always in front of you, and it is always yours to make. People think regret comes only from big failures, but it doesn't. It comes from the small, daily choices that pile up over time. Skipping one workout, wasting 1 hour, giving up one opportunity. Each one feels small, but together they build a lifetime of regret. Years later, you realize those little moments were the turning points, and you chose the wrong direction. Respect works the same way. It comes from the small victories, the tiny battles you win against yourself every day. Getting up early when you want to sleep in, staying disciplined when you want to quit, pushing one more rep when your body wants to stop. Those choices stack up too, and together they build a life of respect, a life where you know you did everything you could. The future is shaped not by what you say you want, but by what you do. You can talk about your dreams forever, you can make promises to yourself over and over, but if you don't act, regret will be waiting for you. Action is what earns respect. Consistency is what builds respect. Sacrifice is what secures respect. It is not given, it is not free, it is not easy. That is why it is so valuable, because once you earn it, it lasts forever. When you are older, when time has passed, you will look back and you will either carry pride or carry pain. You will either have stories of victories, of challenges overcome, of goals achieved, or you will have stories of excuses, of wasted chances, of dreams left behind. That is the difference between regret and respect. Regret tells you that you gave in, respect tells you that you gave everything, regret chains you to the past. Respect frees you for the future. The truth is, the choice is not made once in a lifetime. It is made every single day. Every day you wake up, you are deciding between regret and respect. Every day you face challenges, temptations, opportunities, and every decision you make pushes you toward one or the other. You cannot stand in the middle, you cannot avoid the decision. By choosing comfort, you are choosing regret. By choosing effort, you are choosing respect. It is that simple, and it is that permanent. Regret is heavy, it never leaves, it drains you slowly. Respect is light, it lifts you higher, it empowers you endlessly. Regret is permanent pain, respect is permanent pride. The question you have to ask yourself is which one you want to carry for the rest of your life. Because one of them will be with you forever, and the choice is always in your hands.